Okay. Pete Beathard, last week you drew the starting assignment against the Chicago Bears right at game time when you found out Gabe was hurt. How much tougher is it to find out at that point than it is to know you're going to start? That Sunday against the Bears, you seem to have your problem. What specifically was your problem out there?
Oh, I think I was hurrying myself, not being sure of some of the plays that I called, and still I haven't completely absorbed the pass offense. You call a pass pattern, you're thinking of you've got to think of all five patterns, all five of your receivers, and at the same time being able to read the defense and whatever. Uh, but again, I think the primary problem was hurrying myself and getting a little anxious.
Pete, Monday you criticized yourself a little bit, not so much for your throwing as it was for your play selection. If you had not absorbed the system that well to that point, why didn't Tommy help you out a little bit on calling the plays?
Well, I think during the periods that I played during the preseason, we played the 49ers and we played the Chargers. These are two games that I played quite a bit in, and that facing these two teams, we faced more or less an exhibition type defense, where they stayed in one defense the entire ball game. The 49ers played one defense, and you don't have to audibilize and check around and change your plays so much at the line of scrimmage. And whereas the Bears jumped around quite a bit and ran 3 or 4 different defenses and blitzed some and ran different types of pass coverage. And I think in order to combat this type of defense, you have to have a complete knowledge of the offense and being able to get up the line of scrimmage and audibilize in a matter of 10 seconds or so.
We've heard varying reports throughout the week. To your knowledge, what's the status of Gabe's arm right now?
I have no idea. I just know what I've read in the paper.
Are you looking forward to starting this Sunday?
I'm preparing myself emotionally to start, and I think I'll be much better prepared this week.
Thank you very much, Pete.
Thank you.
Pete Beathard, last week you drew the starting assignment right at game time when you found out that Gabe was hurt. How much of a problem does this pose as opposed to finding out ahead of time that you are going to draw the starting assignment? Pete, you were throwing the ball very well during preseason, yet last Sunday against the Bears you seem to be having your problems. Just specifically, what was the problem? Monday after the game against the Bears, you criticized yourself in the paper, saying that your play selection was bad. If you had not completely absorbed Pro Throw's system yet, why didn't Tommy help you out on calling the plays? We've heard varying reports during the week. To your knowledge, what is the status of Gabe's arm? Are you looking forward to starting this Sunday? Gabe, how does the arm feel today? This week, would you care to tell us what treatment that is you're taking for it? You said it was not radiation treatment.
Well, actually, the doctors, our physicians that I've been working with for about 6 months now, have mentioned to me 3 or 4 different things to do for my arm, and I've tried just about everything that they've asked me to do, and with not a whole lot of results. And then the last thing that they've asked me to do is to try radiation. Well, at the last moment, I felt that I should try something that on my own, and that's exactly what I've done. I've gone out and found treatment on my own, and I'm very enthused about what I'm doing.
Gabe, there was a report in the paper this morning that the RAM organization had not been supporting you. Any comments on that?
Well, that part of the article was a misquote. I said that some of the statements that were made in the papers after the Bear game I didn't feel very good about, because they brought to the fact that it made it look as though I wasn't listening or taking the advice of our physicians, which I have for 6 months, and it also brought in my attorney, Mr. Masry, who has been very well towards me, and I take his advice, and I don't think his name should have been brought into it. The thing that I said was exactly that. I feel, in fact, I know that I had the support of the RAM management. Mr. Rosenblum and Mr. Klosterman have supported me all the way as to what I'm doing now, because they feel that a man at my age should know exactly what I have to do to get well. So they support me, and I agree with their feelings. So the fact that RAM organization was said was actually a misquote.
Or humorous ones was that you were having problems with your elbow because you had been playing golf again. Any comments to that?
Actually, the last time I played golf was the day before I came to camp, and I've cut out all that. In fact, I generally lift weights 3 times a week during the season. I've cut all that out. So now I'm more or less doing nothing except trying to get my arm well.
Thanks very much, Roman.
Okay,
Do appreciate it. Really do. Good luck. Thanks, Jack. Take care. No. Gabe, how does the arm feel today? There was a report in today's paper that you were upset because the Ram organization was not backing you. Any comments on that? Of all the reports we've had during the week, one of the more humorous ones we had was that your arm was troubling you because you had been playing golf again.